Hello, everybody. This is Latte Punch again, and I'm back with another Let's Read. Sorry about not being around last week, but anyway, this week is another different type of story. It is a Pokemon one. For those who are a fan of Paul and Don, then I hope you like this one. It is by a person named Stocky Parker Dog, called What Made Her Different. What made her different wasn't something he could get easily. You couldn't let something like that go. And maybe, just maybe, she was better for him than she ever thought. A short Paul Don shipping. One shot travel. I do not own the characters. Read and enjoy, please. Note, please read before continuing the story. I know that what I have written may not exactly be how depression is, but I have tried my best from my limited knowledge, so please forgive anything that may come off as ignorant. I don't mean to offend, upset, or anger anyone. Paul's point of view. I believed myself incapable of emotion, that is. All except irritation, anger, and depression. All because I was clinically depressed. Major depression at that. I had taken medication before, but the SSRIs didn't seem to do anything. It seemed they were a waste of time and money, so I stopped taking them. Now I felt like it was psychologically impossible for me to be happy, psychologically unable to smile or laugh. I felt like it. I seemed to only have three facial expressions: blank, anger, and lifeless. I told myself it was a good thing. I could at least feel anger and irritation, and that I wasn't stuck in a never ending depression for no reason. How long was that going to last, though? How long before I became void of never ending depression? How long before I was mechanically going through each day? I couldn't smile. I couldn't laugh. I couldn't feel even remotely happy. I hardly had motivation, though every day I forced myself up to do something so that I wasn't just sitting on the couch like a potato. I was now an insomniac. Sleeping seemed to have disappeared from my life. I was only seeming to get 2 hours of sleep on a good night. Sometimes I got none at all. I wondered how I even functioned. I experienced many other symptoms that can't aim with depression. Sometimes I wondered if I should just end my misery then. It wouldn't take much to end it all. But I never got to actually follow through with those plans. I've tried a few times, but Reggie seems to have a knack for coming in time to stop me. Then that annoying trainer came. He had a knack of irritating me beyond belief. And with him was that Brock fella and the other girl. I couldn't remember. She was annoying, though. I heard her voice, high, shrill, especially when she was yelling and screaming about something pathetic. Didn't she see there were bigger problems out there? All right, time out, she screamed, stepping between us before she looked at me. You've already battled Ash once. Why not stay and watch? I stared at her blankly. What? What's wrong? She asked. What's wrong? I asked. Who are you? Her face instantly pulled into a scowl, and she clenched her fists by her side. Excuse me? Your rudeness. You met but once before. The name's Dawn. That's who she was. Don't remember, I said flatly. She looked almost ready to explode. You think you're funny, don't you? I stayed still as I watched her lunge, and Brock held her back as she tried to kick me, all while yelling things at me. I couldn't help but let the corner of my mouth curl a tiny bit as I smirked. I ran into this girl several more times during my journey. She was, as you say it, she was special. I wasn't a lifeless lump around her. Somehow, through the expressions she pulled and her screams and anger, I felt amusement, an emotion other than depression, an emotion I never thought I'd be able to feel. It was a pleasant emotion, but I wouldn't let her know that. If she knew, then she wouldn't get angry, and then I wouldn't be able to feel amused anymore. And then I'd be back to where I started. She made me feel a glimmer of hope. Cheesy, but true. if I was starting to feel things and I wasn't completely void of emotions. She made me feel more than irritation at different points in time. Things she did, things she opened up to, even though I never really did the same back. Things like compassion, drops of happiness, flashes of empathy, bolts of motivation, and dashes of anticipation. Then there was an emotion I hadn't figured out yet. It was frustrating and addicting and spun me for a loop. It felt like lightning, which should be bad, but I always wanted more. Something that made me feel like I was alive, alive and human, and actually able to feel things. I didn't care what it was, but I had to have more of it. I didn't care what anybody else said. That girl was mine. I would make sure no one else tried to take her away, no matter how much they thought I wasn't good. Because another thing she made me feel was selfish. She was good for me, and even if I may not be the best for her, she was doing things to me that no one else had done, and I was addicted. No one else had done this before. What made her different is that she could make me feel emotions. What made her different is I think I loved her. That was a pretty brief story. The end of the story. So I'll see you guys next week. Probably for a better little story next week. I'm trying to be a little less lazy. So see you guys and have a good day.